about to get really interesting. Let's really talk about this man. I got multiple clips to show you, so I need you guys to watch the end so I can read its ads for filth. Okay. Hi, welcome to JOA. If new to my channel, please click subscribe and click the bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload. I'd really do appreciate if you subscribe and you click the bell. I want y'all to watch Sonny Hostin ask this question to Van Jones, and I want y'all to keep it here because I got more stuff to show you.
Van, you do spend a lot of time, threading the middle and trying to unite people. But there are those who really accuse you of being a political opportunist, a chameleon, so to speak, who provided racial cover for former disgraced, twice impeached President Trump. You said this, and I quote, "Donald Trump, and I get beat up by liberals every time I say this, but I'm going to keep saying it. He has done good stuff for the black community, opportunity zone stuff, black college stuff. There's a side to Donald Trump that I think he does not get enough credit for." Yet, just recently, you cried on CNN when Joe Biden was elected the 46th president, and you said, "It's easier to be a parent now. Character matters now. Truth matters." You even mentioned George Floyd and said a lot of people felt they couldn't breathe. People in the black community don't trust you anymore. What is your response?
Well, I don't think that's true. The entire quote I said was that Trump has done a lot of good stuff he doesn't get credit for. And then I went on to say the reason I didn't get credit for it is because he's done all this horrific stuff, said all this horrific stuff, and it completely erases what he's done. But what happens is social media will take the clip, but they won't show the full context. And so what I will say is this: my entire life has been about bringing people together to solve tough problems for people at the very bottom who don't have anything. I've spent 25 years fighting against the prison system. I have helped to close 5 abusive prisons. And by working with Republicans at the local, state, and federal level, and yes, including the Trump administration, I have helped to pass 18 bipartisan bills. We got 14,000 people out of the federal prison system with the First Step Act and more to come. We got 70,000 human beings who were suffering in jails and prisons under COVID, released under compassionate release, working with Republicans and Democrats. Black Lives Matter, math matters too. 80% of black folks are locked up in states that are run in part or whole by Republicans, red states and purple states. So when you can pass a law, as my team has done, in a Louisiana, in a Georgia, in California, Michigan, red states, blue states, and purple states, to get people home. The people behind bars are not sitting up here worried, saying, "Get me out of prison, Van, or whatever you do, don't talk to a Republican." They say, "Get me out of prison." And I am proud of the fact that my team at the Reform Alliance, Dream Corps, and Cut 50 have been able to work with anybody to get folks home. At a certain point, we got to stop focusing on rhetoric and look at results. People may not like everything I have said on television, but I try to be balanced. But look at what I have done. Who among my critics have been able to get people together to help folks at the bottom? When we fight like this about everything, and you can't give anybody even a little bit of credit for anything, who hurts? It's not the politicians. It's not the pundits. It's regular folks who don't have anything. People who can't vote because they're in jail. We have to put their interests first. I'm never going to apologize for putting the interests of people at the bottom first. People need champions. Whoever's in that White House, I've got a responsibility to go in there and advocate and try to get people home out of prison. I'm going to keep doing it, whoever's in that White House.
Oh, we're back. You're finished? We'll have more with Van Jones when we come back.
So I'm all about unity in this country. I would like Republicans and Democrats to come together, but then when you explain in your video on The View that you should focus on a results versus rhetorics, that doesn't really sit well with me. I mean, I understand rhetorics can sometimes be harsh and can sometimes be offensive to a lot of people, but we can't have a man in the White House that's basically trying to say that he made a peace deal with peace agreements when I know that one of my people down in that country basically gets cut off with their phone lines and their electricity while living in a good area. You can't have a man sit there and say that it's time for the black community to even realize that this is their chance to do well, and have this man, Jared Kushner, talk about Black Lives Matter, talk about international diplomacy, go overseas, talk to different prime ministers, and doesn't even have experience doing so. And no, I'm not here for Van Jones. No, I don't think he is the mascot for bringing Republicans and Democrats together, because you're working with one on The View right now that's basically a flip flopper that's married to a man that basically uses her and got a Fox contributor job through being a Connections of marrying her after being a divorcee from two wives. So he locked that down, Meghan McCain. And so this is why she looked pissed on The View today, because he landed that job, you guys. In a way, Van Jones kind of remind me about Whoopi, and I love Whoopi so much. You know, she seems like a sweet person, but y'all know Whoopi basically got blackballed after she made that comedic thing about Bush in the genitalia area, so they blackballed her. And basically, Barbara Walters, just gave her a job, and now she's back to being like a $60 million net worth. So Van Jones, in a way, is relatable to that, because Van Jones basically got canceled back in the day when he was the former advisor for Barack Obama, and he called Republicans a-holes. And he also said George Bush, that basically blackballed Whoopi. He basically said that Bush could have stopped 9/11 from happening. So with these comments, when you are a black person, when you go against the white community, you suffer the consequences, and then you become like a Steve Harvey versus a Monique, where Steve Harvey just all about the money game versus the integrity game. And you go back to the Rosa Parks era, where now you're being very complicit and you're being told what to do, and you just get up from your seats. And Rosa Parks is basically going to tell you, no, sit your ass down, sit your ass down. The Rosa Parks era is a bad analogy, but basically when you suffer the consequences of telling your master one thing and making it public and basically getting a hold of everybody in the country that are white and Caucasian, then you're going to suffer the consequences. So now you're going to have to backpedal like Van Jones. And instead of saying Republicans are a-holes, now he's saying that he wants to unite, he wants to form unity. Now he's saying that rhetoric is nothing, just who cares about rhetoric? Just focus on the results. And basically complimenting a man, Donald Trump, for saying he did opportunity zones in black colleges. But the only thing I would give credit to Donald Trump is the fact that he did give money to HBCUs, but the opportunity zones was just a tax scheme under his taxes that he basically didn't pay, that he basically wouldn't even see, that came out. Until this day, I'm still confused as to where the healthcare plan is. I mean, aren't y'all? Where's the healthcare plan that we're promised? I know he's not president anymore, but damn. And I also just can't wait till we get the time when people from the right, the conservative Republican Party, can stop using the fact when there's a man in the White House for the past 4 years, Donald Trump, what he's done for black people, so we can shut up, okay? Just because Donald Trump did something for HBUs, that should seem to be like a favor he's done for us, because we're people. We're not roaches on the ground. We're not flies on the wall. Just because he done something for the black community, that doesn't mean we should shut up about it. I mean, I wish we can just get to the time where we could just say that Trump or someone else in the White House has done something for the people, rather than using people of color or African Americans in place just because the right can use some type of talking point and justify the positions that white America is still are white supras. And then when Biden got elected, this just proves to me why this man is a flip-flopper, and he wants to keep his job. He doesn't want to have to resign or get fired from doing what he did back in the day when he basically intimidated the master by saying Republicans are a-holes. And now he's going to sit there on CNN and cry and basically imply that Donald Trump, the man he took pictures with the son and the son-in-law and Trump, now it's all about character. Now it's all about Muslims being able to come back and forth between the United States and overseas, not having to worry about the Muslim ban. Don't even put my people into place with this, because it's the reason why from the beginning I was not a fan of Trump. Now it's about character. Now it's about your daughter. Now it's about your son, your kids, whoever you have, and together, because the word on the street is, you be doing this now, you don't be doing this. Okay.
Well, it's easier to be a parent this morning. It's easier to be a dad. It's easier to tell your kids character matters. It matters. Telling the truth matters. Being a good person matters. And it's easier for a whole lot of people. If you're Muslim in this country, you don't have to worry if the president doesn't want you here. If you're an immigrant, you don't have to worry if the president's going to be happier to have babies snatched away or send dreamers. back for no reason. This is vindication for a lot of people who have really suffered. You know, the I can't breathe. You know, that wasn't just George Floyd. There was a lot of people that felt that they couldn't breathe. Every day you're waking up and you're getting these tweets and you just don't know, and you're going to the store and people who have been afraid to show their racism are getting nastier and nastier to you, and you're worried about your kids and you're worried about your sister. And can she just go to Walmart and get back into her car without somebody saying something to her? And you spent so much of your life energy just trying to hold it together. And this is a big deal for us just to be able to get some peace and have a chance for a reset. And the character of the country matters. And being a good man matters. You know, I just want my sons to look at this. Look at this. You know, it's easy to do it the cheap way and get away with stuff, but it comes back around. It comes back around. And this is a good day for this country. I'm sorry for the people who lost. For them, it's not a good day. But for a whole lot of people, it's a good day.
So you're telling me, Mr. Van Jones, that character mattered while Trump was elected? Or are you telling me that character didn't matter while Trump was elected? So I'm confused here. He's very flip-floppy. I'm guessing he's saying that character didn't matter when he was in office because he had the connects, being in pictures with Casper the Ghost, being in pictures with Donald Trump, with Jared Kushner, Ivanka Trump, trying to get them on CNN, basically trying to be the elitist because he's scared to lose the money, just like Whoopi Goldberg is scared to lose the money, defending Mel Gibson for saying the N-word. Because, like I said, you know, just because you're a celebrity, you know, you're still a person of color. You're still African American, and the DNA doesn't really change with some type of job that's high profile and full of credibility. So this is why I really am not the picture person of having Van Jones being the type of person to unify the United States of America between Republicans and Democrats. I think it should be chosen to somebody else who, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below, and I'm glad that Sonia Hostin read his ass. I do appreciate her for doing that, and you can just see the person that he's working with on a documentary. They're like brothers and sisters from a different mother and different father, because basically that's all they do is flip-flop on different sides because it can be beneficial to them in their careers. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you will be the first to know when I upload. Deuces. Yay.